Hey guys, welcome back to Smack Talk Wrestling Reviews. That's right, we're back. We're going to be doing reviews again, and we're going to firstly look at NXT WarGames 2020. What a brilliant pay-per-view. But before I get all excited and start talking about that, just please remember guys to like, subscribe and press that notification to keep updated with all our videos. Now that's all said and done, let's get into the review of WarGames 2020. So we started off WarGames with the Women's WarGames itself, and we had Team LeRae taking on Team Blackheart, and I really enjoyed the teams. I thought they were well built up. You had LeRae's team with Toni Storm, who recently turned heel when she attacked Ember Moon. You had Dakota Kai and Gonzalez, who have been a powerhouse team on the NXT women's roster for a while as a heel faction. Since Dakota Kai turned heel last year, she really has come leaps and bounds as possibly one of, if not the biggest heel in the NXT women's division. So well done for that. And obviously we had LeRae herself, who again, I think for me, her and Dakota Kai are possibly the two biggest heels we have on the NXT women's roster. On Team Blackheart, we had the current NXT Women's Champion, Shirai. She was a last-minute addition last week, helping Team Blackheart get the advantage in the WarGames match. Then we had also Rhea Ripley. She's had a few crossings with everyone on Candice LeRae's team, so that's why she joined. And obviously we had Ember Moon, who was portrayed by Toni Storm not that long ago. So again, two great teams well put together. I would say the veterans were more on Blackheart's team, but it was great. We started off the match, we had Blackheart come out, reintroduce the new tank. That's right, Candice LeRae. This all started by Candice LeRae running over Blackheart's tank. Just remember that. Blackheart came out with a new tank and it fires a missile at Dakota Kai, who's in the WarGames. She started off the WarGames for Team LeRae. Ember Moon is the first competitor for Team Blackheart. Again, great build up for both teams. I felt this was really strong start up, and it went on for like this throughout the match. I think everyone who came in, I say Gonzalez was a absolute, she was amazing in this match. Rhea Ripley again just showing what she's done. Since WrestleMania when she lost to Charlotte Flair, I think everyone was correct to say Rhea Ripley has kind of felt like she's lost, she's gone back a step. But I really feel that this performance in WarGames really kind of again made her feel like a absolute legit powerhouse in that women's division. Shirai making the absolute most bonkers jump from the top of the cage all the way down while inside a bin. Again, Ember Moon just MVP for me. She was the Iron Woman in this match. She took a lot of bumps early on. She took a sledge. There was sledgehammers, there was hammers, there was crowbars, everything. Blackheart brought in a lot of weapons. It's surprising the babyface team brought in more weapons. Toni Storm did bring in some kendo sticks, but it was very much felt like the babyfaces in this match were bringing a lot of weapons in. But yeah, then to top it off, we had a surprise. So I was surprised, really. Team LeRae won this match, and Gonzalez pinned the current NXT Women's Champion to win the match. I am going to give this match a solid 3.5 out of 5. I think there was a lot going on. I thought it was well written. I just felt like Shirai and Rhea Ripley, like Shirai particularly for me, coming into the team just didn't feel like she, it was like very last minute in my opinion, but the whole match itself was really good, fantastic. There was just some bits in the match like I really felt like, oh, that could have been done a little bit better, but apart from that, I thought it was, like I said, a fantastic match to start off this really great pay-per-view. Next up, we probably had one of the most hard-hitting matches in NXT history. We saw Tommaso Ciampa versus Timothy Thatcher. What a match. This has been building up for a couple of weeks now, where obviously we've been seeing Thatcher pretty much doing his catch score in NXT, where he's pretty much beating up everyone. And then Ciampa turns up. Ciampa, last time I saw him, was a heel, and now he's a babyface again. Good, because we need more babyfaces on NXT than we have heels. But yeah, he turns up. He wants to fight with Thatcher. They have a bit of a shoot last week on NXT, and Ciampa is put to sleep by Timothy Thatcher. So that was kind of like a big shot there for Thatcher. This match, like I said, was the most hard-hitting match I have seen. I mean, we saw a lot of reports have come out since this WarGames that people were injured, but my god, like, this match felt like it was legitimately the closest thing we're going to ever get in WWE as a strong style match, because both men look like they came out of a car crash. Thatcher's ear burst and his nose was busted as well, so there was blood coming out of Thatcher everywhere at the end of that match. Tommaso Ciampa took some right bumps on his head, and the guy had surgery for a broken frigging neck. Thatcher also worked Ciampa's leg, which has just been repaired, ACL repair. Again, it just felt like both men were going all out it, trying to break the other man. Ciampa did win in the end. Great victory for Ciampa. Again, this is building up some momentum for him. Hopefully we will see in the future Tommaso Ciampa versus Finn Balor, but let's be honest, do I want to see Thatcher versus Ciampa again? Maybe. I want to probably see one more match between these two, but it was a fantastic match. So for me, again, I am going to give this match a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Next up, we had a strap match between Lumis and Cameron Grimes. I really enjoyed this feud. I don't know about anyone else, but I really like the storyline of Grimes and Lumis, where Grimes is just trying to not look at Lumis. He's not trying to look into his eyes. He's just trying to keep the hell away from Lumis. And Lumis is just... he's just a daunting kind of figure. Now, I was saying this to a friend of mine that I honestly can't see Lumis or Grimes working on like Raw or SmackDown, but on NXT these characters just work. I'm probably one of the... I feel like I'm one of the rare people who really enjoy the Grimes character. I think he's brilliant. He's cocky. He's just got that right amount of comedy with the right amount of skill. So he can wrestle, but he's funny as well, and that's what you want sometimes. Lumis is a perfect opposite. Like, he's straight, he doesn't say anything, and he's intimidating as hell, but just having those two mix works so well. And I think that's why this feud really got to the stage it was. We've had a blindfold match, we've had all sorts, it just really works, and the strap match works, and this was brilliant. Grimes comes out with his own strap. The referee's telling him to take his strap off because we've got the official strap, and then he's like, no, my strap or no match, and like Brilla's like, what's the difference? It's just a strap. But yes, Lumis doesn't care. Grimes uses this to attack Lumis before the match even starts. Lumis finally gets back into the match, takes out Grimes, puts the strap on, the match officially starts, and they start beating the crap out of each other with the straps. This was brilliant. The second strap did come into effect as well, where Grimes was using it and Lumis was both using it on each other, which really worked. I really like this one part in the match where Lumis got the strap, he tied it around the barricade, which has helped to support the WarGames steel cage. He gets it, and Grimes is about to pass out. He gets out of it. He drags Lumis into this metal frame, because anything can happen. It's, you know, it's pretty much a no DQ match. It's a strap match. It looks like Grimes is about to win. Lumis puts Grimes to sleep. Again, he made him submit, he passed out, and he's just there at the end of a match, closes Grimes' eyes, and just like there, stroking his face. I was like, okay, that's creepy. But I really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed the feud between Grimes and Lumis. It is brilliant. Could we get... there's a bit of me that's like, we've seen a feud. Could we see them as a tag team at some point? I'd love to see that. Just the chalk and cheese element of those two. So for me, I am going to give this match a 3 out of 5 stars. Next up, we had the only title match of the night, which was a triple threat match for the North American title, where we saw the former North American champions, Johnny Gargano, Damian Priest, and taking on the current North American champion, Leon Ruff. I thought this was great. Again, I've been really liking what they've been doing here. Johnny Gargano, who won the NXT North American title off Priest back at Halloween Havoc by a wheel selection of the type of match. Johnny Gargano then decided, I love wheels, after he's told the world he hates wheels. He decides he's going to back himself, does another wheel, he makes sure he gets Ruff. Ruff has a match, Priest comes out, distracts Johnny Gargano. Gargano loses the title, Ruff becomes the new NXT North American champion. Priest, this whole match is pretty much Priest and Gargano from the here on, because Priest knocks out Ruff because he doesn't want Gargano to win the title back. You know, Leon doesn't want to be seen as just a mock champion. I really like the Leon character. I really think he's fantastic. I really hope there's big things coming up for him in the future. But yes, this is how we got the match. Leon goes to the GM William Regal and states, I am a fighting champion. I want to defend my title, and he does. He defends his title against two former North American champions, Johnny Gargano and Damian Priest. There you go. That's the backstory of this match. The match itself was well worked. At first, we had Priest and Gargano pretty much going at it, ignoring Leon, which I thought just again tells a great story. They don't see him as a threat. He's not really the champion in their eyes. Even Priest, who is a baby face, again, I still can't see the guy as a heel, as a baby face. He really much is a heel in my opinion. But yeah, they both don't take him seriously enough. Johnny Gargano starts taking Priest down, but he gets Leon to help him out. He tries to take advantage of Leon's naivety in the ring. He tries to pin him straight away. Priest keeps saving him in some way. Priest then tells him to back off. Leon keeps fighting back against both men, and Priest does give him a warning. Then we see the Razor's Edge into the barricades. Leon is taken out of this match and is stretchered backstage. So pretty much leaving it to a no DQ kind of match. Anything can go between Johnny Gargano and Priest. Those two really go at it. Leon comes back out at that spot. I'm like, go on. Somehow I was hoping Leon would somehow get a pinfall on one of them. Hopefully Priest, in my opinion. Then we see the Scream Mask guy who reappears. I mean, there's more of them, and all helping Johnny Gargano because that's what they were doing at Halloween Havoc. Damian Priest is trying to hold off them, and pretty much this allows Johnny Gargano to pin Leon to reclaim the North American title. And who is under the Scream Mask? It is none other than Austin Theory, and he does a great thing when he goes, "It was me, Austin," which I was like, oh, that's brilliant, because the amount of times I have made that joke with my friends, it was great to see him literally like, it was me. So I really enjoyed this match. It told a great story from start to finish. Was I disappointed that the guy I was rooting for didn't win? Of course, but Johnny Gargano is a great heel. Teaming him up with Theory, I think will help rebuild Theory after his awful time in Raw. So I am going to give this match a 3 out of 5 stars. And last but not least for the night, it is the men's War Games match, and this is Undisputed Era versus Team McAfee. This has been well built. Again, because I haven't been around for a while, I am going to get backstory just in case. I'm sure you've all know the backstory. Adam Cole turned up on McAfee's podcast show. They got into a bit of dispute. They started having a fight. McAfee turns up to NXT. They start fighting. They have a match. Adam Cole wins. McAfee disappears. He starts making his own team. He helps Hawkins and Burch win the NXT tag team titles off Breezango, which I wasn't happy with because I really like Breezango being champions. They also take out the Undisputed Era. Pete Dunne turns up there. Seems like he's going to help the Undisputed Era. Then he turns on them, and that's Team McAfee. Again, Undisputed Era has been away for some time. They've been attacked by Team McAfee. And it pretty much, McAfee was saying, we destroyed the Undisputed Era. We're going to destroy him every single time we see him. And this is great. Finn Balor returns. He brings back the Undisputed Era and they fight Team McAfee. And it pretty much sets up this match. Team McAfee do get the advantage, so they will start off the match having their man going, next. So, for me, this was well put together. We had the current NXT champions, we had the former NXT champions, we've had a former North America. Pretty much he's held every gold, is Adam Cole. He is the MVP of NXT, and this match just felt amazing. McAfee is brilliant. He has the Miz type of heat, and it was well worked. Pete Dunne starts off the match with Kyle O'Reilly. Great physical match. Pete Dunne is brilliant, and there's a bit of me like, oh man, I'm glad we got to see heel Pete Dunne again, because I like babyface Pete Dunne, but I really like heel Pete Dunne. But I was kind of like, I like that he's sadistic. He doesn't really say much. When he does say something, it's pretty much to end the statement. And Kyle O'Reilly and him can just have a physical match, and that's what we got. The joints being used in conjunction with the cage, which was just awful to watch, but brilliant at the same time. Then we saw Burch come into the match, helping him beat up Kyle O'Reilly, which again really just shows the physicality, because Burch again is a hard-hitting guy, Kyle O'Reilly's a hard-hitting guy, and Pete Dunne's a hard-hitting guy. So all three guys are really just going to go all out and try and kill each other in this match, which was, again, great. Then we saw Bobby Fish come into the match. Bobby Fish, a brilliant, trying to keep his teammate, his tag team partner safe. That does work out. They start turning the tide quite a bit. Then Oney comes out. Oney, for me, again, it's weird seeing Oney Hawkins and Danny Burch as heels. It works, it's just weird. They start taking out Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. Burch does tap out, but it doesn't count because obviously the match doesn't officially start until the last man is in the ring. Next up is Roderick Strong. He comes in and he just absolutely flattens everyone at this point. Again, Roderick Strong is an absolute brilliant talent. Then we have McAfee. He's the last one to go in for Team McAfee, and he brings in tables with Undisputed Era's names on it. Like, we're gonna put you all through these tables, and it's brilliant. They take advantage again. Adam Cole comes in. They're all waiting for him, and he just gets a fire, and it's just go like that. Fire exhaust. There you go. I'm gonna start kicking the crap out of you all. That does work. It's again, that's officially when WarGames start, and it was just back and forth. Both teams looked like they could have won it at so many points. Probably one of the best chain of events was when you had Team McAfee holding back the Undisputed Era win. McAfee looked like he had the advantage, and then Cole turned it around, and then all of Undisputed Era holding back Team McAfee, while Adam Cole tries to get, and then you see Team McAfee all at the cage between the barricade, between the ring, between the ring and the cage. They get taken out by the Undisputed Era. This is probably for the best bit as well, is Undisputed Era finally have McAfee to themselves. They start beating the crap out of him. They start taking a bit too long. They could have won it by that point, and then Team McAfee get back into it. McAfee does what at Swanton from the top of the cage. Brilliant again. McAfee showing he's not just a talker, he can actually wrestle, and I was really impressed with his abilities in the ring. And then we had, surprise, I was shocked about this. I thought it would be McAfee who took the pin, but it was actually Oney who took the pin, and it was by Kyle O'Reilly, who used the steel chair on him. His face was busted, you could see blood coming out, and Team Undisputed Era win War Games again. It just shows, everyone was expecting, Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish to turn on Adam Cole in this one. I'm glad they didn't pull the trigger on that one. I think we need to see Undisputed Era as baby faces and really run with that. So for me, I am going to give this match a 4 out of 5 stars. Brilliant match. Great way to end the pay-per-view. Loved every second of it. And there you go, guys. That was NXT War Games 2020. And my final score for the pay-per-view itself is going to be a solid 3.5 out of 5 stars. Really good pay-per-view. One of the best pay-per-views of the year, in my opinion. I bet you are, but it's only 3.5 star pay-per-view. I'm going to be a lot more stricter with pay-per-views now. So if a pay-per-view doesn't live up to what I expect, it will probably get, there'll be more 1s and 2s in pay-per-views future now. But yes, I thought really great pay-per-view, one of the best pay-per-views I've seen this year, and I really enjoyed it. But what was your opinion, guys? What was the match which you really liked? Was it the Undisputed Era's match because Team McAfee, or was it the women's War Games match where you saw Team Blackheart versus Team LeRae? Leave it in the comments below. If you do like these videos, remember, guys, like, subscribe, press that bell to keep notified, and I will see you guys next time on Smack Talk Wrestling Reviews.